Hi guys, welcome to new video. So today we'll take a look at another replay against Prawsha, and we have the fourth game here. So then we'll have two more after this one. Let's take a look on this. Once again, 1v1 on Dark Side Forest, 75% game speed. And let's see what race we have. We have Fallen once again, or actually I was playing against Fallen in the previous games. But we had one Fallen mirror. Now I will be playing against Prawsha, who is playing as Empire. And I will be Fallen, so this is once again interesting matchup between Fallen and Empire. We didn't see this for a while. And also we have some interesting positions, because in the previous games, like 5 in a row, we are spawning right next to each other. All the time I was down here and enemy was up here. Now we finally have something different. He spawned across the map in the bottom right corner, and I'm right here. So this is the most balanced position distribution you can get. Because as you can see, the expansion you get from the town like this is basically balanced there. So we have it like between us, but we are still also across the map, which is 100% balanced. If we are next to each other, then this player down here has a little bit easier expansion, because he has it away from the enemy, while the player right here has the expansion between the players. So it might be a little bit harder. But also you can just make a front base here and actually use it as a fortification, which can make it stronger. So it's always a little bit different, but this time is 100% balanced. So we'll see how this will go. As you can see, it's going for a standard balanced strategy, making 750 HP barracks, then making with the same peasant farm. And he's actually not going for second barracks in the back, but going for blacksmith immediately. So I don't think we'll see Elf Rangers, but maybe some pikemen potentially, or we could see just some quick upgrades, which might be also interesting, or maybe just save some gold on peasants, because he will need a little bit less peasants on wood, because they will be bringing it much closer. So we'll see what he will decide to do. He's using his building peasants to scout immediately. As you can see, I already have a Hive Stinger, so I can also scout, actually even sooner than he is scouting. But we are doing once again basically the same scouting route, just mirror of course. And as you can see, I'm just going for my favorite signature strategy with Soul Scrap, and probably going for Nightmares after that. And since this is Empire enemy and not Fallen, I can probably also make some Nightmares, so we will see if I will also decide to go for that. I'm getting already some gems from the gems mine, and also some wood from trees. I will make another harvester for gems, then I will make a summoner for some extra population, and then the last harvester. So I have 6 on gold. I have one scout here just blocking this path a little bit. I think we didn't find each other yet, but I already checked the positions in the corners that are empty, so now I will find him. He has a swordsman here, probably blocking the path we hold position, so I won't be able to get through, but I at least found him. He also will find me now. I think he won't be able to get through, but maybe he will run to this side, but I'll probably kill him. So he didn't scout anything, especially this Dungeons Hall, which is really important. This might have been actually a game changer that and actually maybe decided the game that I killed this peasant. Yeah, and he didn't scout this. Hopefully, actually, I'm not sure, but I think he didn't scout it. Yeah, so I have a scout in this location just to see the expansion, because I know that Prawsha, especially with Empire, sometimes do these fast expansions, so I have to keep an eye on that. He's just spamming swordsman, but as I said, he's going for pikeman as well. Which is interesting. Against Fallen it makes sense. You can kill Hive Sprinters and Nightmares and also Avengers, but of course in the total early game you usually have only Hive Stingers, and he made the blacksmith basically immediately, so I don't think this was really worth it. But as you can see, he's also going for some armor upgrades, so definitely also really useful. As I said, I'm counting actually both of these locations, so unless he makes the expansion somewhere else on the map, I should be fine. I also have one scout in the middle to see him coming, which he actually is doing now. He also is upgrading Trailblazing for some extra movement speed on his swordsman, which is really smart. Pikeman can get movement speed buff from Elixir of Strength, of course, so he will have a really mobile army. I managed to retreat with my Hive Stinger thanks to really quick reactions. And now I'm just retreating to my home, but as you can see, I already have first Nightmare. Also, of course, building the Sorrow Shrine and Vengeance Hall. I have ton of Hive Stingers holding all the positions. If he comes here, I will just swarm him from all sides. Now he will find out about my Nightmare and some armor. Maybe he will kill some Hive Stingers. My goal is to just kill at least one Swordsman. Or maybe even more if he commits to this fight. So as you can see, he's killing ton of my Hive Stingers, but he's also losing some units. Now he's actually using the Pikeman. As you can see, they have even faster movement speed than Swordsman with Trailblazing. So this is really hard for me. I'm trying to micromanage my Nightmare out of there through my Hive Stingers, just trying to keep it alive. And finally, I was able to force him back and also kill one Pikeman. And even though he killed ton of Hive Stingers, I am just producing new ones while also making some Nightmares. And now let's see what is his reaction to the things he found out about. Yes, 11th Century, because usually you want to make 11th Century against Fallen, because they can make flying units. If they go for Hive Spitters, then they will usually also make Vile Cocoon and make either Hive Guards or just flying Hive Stingers. So definitely smart from him to build the 11th Century, but now when he found out about my strategy, he's probably not even gonna make a Phoenix. Yeah, you also don't really need Dryads in this situation, so he's just going for a Temple. And he's going to try to make some priests, which I think is not the worst idea, but to be honest, I would like to see some catapults from him. Yeah, of course, he also needs the temple to heal his swordsman, but if he doesn't have catapults, so he needs, of course, no workshop for that. If he doesn't have catapults, I think he will just lose. It would be a really nice damage to kill my nightmares, and he's just not doing that. So I think that's a mistake. Now I have little, like, small population problems, but I'm already fixing it, also closing this path a little bit, so he can't run through here so easily. I think Pikeman will still fit through here, but if I add another control form, then maybe I will be protected. And of course I'm just spamming more units, and now I'm finally also adding some Matriarchs. I usually do that on 6 Nightmares, which I did right now, so that's like the main strategy I do. I just spam as many Hive Stingers as I can, making 6 Nightmares, and then I make 2 Matriarchs. Yeah, and spend all extra gold on Hive Stingers. And with that army, I just make my timing push. Also, of course, I upgrade Trailblazing, sorry, not Trailblazing, Nail Scourge for movement speed buff in my Sorrow Shrine for Nightmares. And I can also add one damage upgrade for Nightmares in Sorrow Shrine, but usually I don't really have extra gems for that, so I will rather just queue up some more Nightmares or something. As you can see, I'm doing exactly as I said. Timing push, 6 Nightmares, 2 Matriarchs, and he actually scouted me with a Phoenix, but we'll see if he'll decide to fight me. I'm probably going for Mana Burn. Yeah, I'm going for Mana Depletion, exactly when I said it. And I will try to also burn some mana on his priest. I won't have it in this fight, I think, yet. It takes some time, and we are probably gonna fight earlier, but we will see. I managed to fit one Hive Stinger in the back, which was really smart. It forced 4 of his swordsmen into back because he wanted to protect his priest. So I was able to split him up a little bit, but he managed to get with his pikemen into my backline. But as you can see, once again, I have the movement speed buff on my nightmares, so with some micromanagement I can actually keep them alive pretty easily. And even though he killed all of my Hive Stingers, I just killed all of his pikemen, and now I am of course just raising up skeletons from all the dead swordsmen, getting a new front line, which will be actually even stronger than the Hive Stingers I had before. Also getting some backline with my bone archers that I can also use as tanks, but also as some extra damage in narrow places where I need more range damage, of course. And since he doesn't have catapults yet, he's making the no workshop now. He basically has no way of holding this, he has no range, he has basically nothing, and I have full army, so this is obviously GG. He doesn't have a single unit. He actually had 4 units or 5 or 6 in his barracks, actually 3 priests. But obviously this is not enough. I have a really strong army here, and he's just gonna fall here. I probably also burn some mana on his priests, or I will do it soon, but I probably don't have mana for that anymore. I'm in the mana depletion, which is the mana burn for matriarchs. It's like optional. The only situation I would use it in is against Empire, if he makes priest, which is basically always. I don't think it's worth it against anything else, so you can burn the mana on priests, but to be honest, yeah, now I actually used it, I think. It does some damage, also drains the mana so he can't heal. But to be honest, you just want to keep the mana for raising skeletons, so I'm not sure if it's really necessary. I think it costs 50 mana and you have 200, and Necromancy, which raises the skeletons, costs 75, so you can potentially raise 2 skeletons for 150 mana, and with the 50 left you have, you cannot raise another skeleton, so you can either wait, of course, for another 25 mana, and during the fight you will probably get another skeleton if you have full mana when the fight starts, or you can just use the 50 mana you have left for the mana depletion to burn some mana, so that's another option. But maybe I'm wrong and it costs 100, then it would cost you 1 raise of a skeleton. I would need to check that actually. But definitely it's an option, but it's optional. The advantage of this is that the depletion upgrade only costs 100 gold, no gems, which is really good. So it's actually pretty affordable. The disadvantage is that you can't turn mana burn on autocast, which is actually pretty bad. The reason behind this is because you can turn on autocast Necromancy, and obviously you can't have 2 autocast abilities at the same time, because the engine is probably not prepared for that. But yeah, definitely a really nice game. We managed to do the timing push here. It was pretty clean game. As you can see, the timing push is around 10 minutes, so before I got there, killed all of his units and everything. Maybe even 9 minutes, I'm not sure right now. But it was definitely really quick. We managed to kill him easily, and as you can see, I have basically balanced kill ratio, but the amount of units you can just produce with this strategy is so brutal that no one can resist that. You have spike damage, you have raised skeletons, no one can raise skeletons from your units, you have movement speed, you have shields, you have slows, you have just everything. Yeah, you can also burn mana. I mean, every strategy is beatable, but the weaknesses of this army composition are pretty low, so you really need to play really specifically to actually defeat this. But definitely this strategy is beatable, and I think you will maybe see it in some videos, or maybe in tournaments. Yeah, definitely this strategy is not unbeatable. Yeah, we are talking about 1v1s, of course. Yeah, if you saw the 2v2 tournament when I was trying this strategy, of course it didn't work in many situations, because in 2v2 you are reliant on your ally as well. Also, we played on different maps, and overall it's just not too easy. The best thing where you can actually play the strategy and to its full potential, let's say, and make it as balanced as possible is only in 1v1s, and typically on Dark Side Forest, of course. So yeah, we have 2 upgrades here for my ally. Yeah, Prawsha usually makes more upgrades than I do. I actually didn't check that, but he probably had 2 damage upgrades and 2 armor upgrades in Blacksmith for melee units. And then we have the resources, which is probably just balanced. Once again, he overgathered the wood a little bit, which he usually does. And gems, we harvested basically the same. He had some left. Probably could have made a little bit more priests, but probably wouldn't help him there. But yeah, really nice game. Almost 12 minutes, which is still pretty standard, so nothing too crazy. So yeah, I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and take care, guys.